factored form. So if I look at what they factored it out to be, my magic numbers here would be 1 and -7. And if that were the case, if I were to make my ACB chart, A times C and B, A times C is 1 times -7, which is just -7. B is just -6, I'll place it here. And if this is correct, their choice, their magic numbers they've chosen is 1 and -7. That means they times to -7 or multiply to -7 and add to -6. Let's check. 1 times -7. Is that -7? Yes. 1 plus -7. Is that -6? Yes. So that would be my two magic numbers, x minus 7, x plus 1. Again, that doesn't matter if I wrote it x plus 1, x minus 7, as long as I keep the sign with the right number. This was -7, so it needs to be -7. +1, +1. So it said, what's the special relationship? Well, we've discussed that it's adding to the B and multiplying to the C. And we already created the ACB chart. So my factored form would be x minus 7, x plus 1. Now we're going to actually try to practice these ourselves without all of this given to us. So flip your paper over. Now you're on exercise 5 to 9. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to go through 5 with you, but then 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then if you get really good at it, you can go to 10 and 11 on the other side. You're going to do these the rest of the time alone. What I'm going to do is show you the answers, so like you can push play and then pause and then play and then pause, and you can see the answers come up. But the first one I'm going to do together. So if it says first create the ACB chart for each trinomial, then factor completely. You notice this is in standard form. No one is going to tell you, like on a test, including myself, to do an ACB chart. I'm just telling you that to remind you now that that's a good thing to factor a good way. So always you're going to first label A, B, and C. Go ahead and do that. A is 1, B is 8, C is 7. Then you're going to create your ACB chart, A times C and B. Those two numbers need to multiply to AC and add to B. So then I multiply A times C. 1 times 7 is 7. The B term is just 8. So now I'm finding two numbers, my magic numbers, that multiply up to 7 and add up to 8. They need to be two exact same numbers. So now I have to think about, okay, what are the factor pairs of 7? Well, one way to get 7 is 7 times 1. And there you might be thinking, oh, there's no more, but there's one actual factor pair to get positive 7. Both of these numbers could be negative. -7 and -1 multiplied together is still positive 7. But now in order for them to be my magic numbers, they also need to qualify this rule over here. If you add them, they get 8. So 7 plus 1 is 8. -7 plus -1 is -8, so I don't want this one. Therefore, my magic numbers are 7 and 1. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. Check, check. Then I just create my factor chart, my factor set, and it's x plus 7, x plus 1, because they're both positive, and that's done. Now again, this I could have written either way. Does not matter. So now if you're feeling like I got this, I can go on, you're going to do 6, 7, 8, 9 by yourself. If you feel like, man, I need some help, then you're going to try one at a time, and then you're going to bring it back together with me. So right now, the teacher can pause it, and you can work on number 6. Make sure you start by labeling and creating your chart. And then push play once you feel like there's enough time, and you guys can check your answers. If you feel good, you continue through. If you don't, you can work with people around you to make sure you get it. We're going to work on this tomorrow, obviously, too, but I want you to be sure, like, this is your intro day. You need to take this seriously. And like I said, 7th period, you guys were nasty apparently when I was gone last week, and don't make whoever's subbing feel like they have to stress out, because that's annoying. So go ahead and try 6. Yes, does 6 not have an X, it has an M. That's fine. Does it matter? No. All that means is that when you get to your final answer over here, instead of X, you're going to have M. So go ahead and try it. All right, the answer here should have been, if you did your ACB chart, the answer should have been -90 and 1, which means it's 10 and -9 as your magic numbers, because they add up to 1. So plus 10 minus 9. Try the next one. You should have gotten what two numbers add to 40 but multiply, I'm sorry, add to -13 but multiply to 40? -8 and -5. Two negatives multiply back to a positive, add to a negative. Your answer should have been k minus 8, k minus 5. Again, doesn't matter if you wrote -5 first. Try the next one. Number 8, your answer should have been v minus 100, v plus 1. They multiply to -100 and add to 99. I'm sorry, I messed it up. Plus 100 minus 1. They should have a positive 99. My bad. Try number 9. Your answer should have been x plus 2, x plus 1. They multiply to 2, add to 3. If you still have time, make sure that you try number 10 and 11 on the back by yourself. Make sure you grab the homework, number 5. It's in the bin, in the drop-off bin. You need to have homework number 5.